Okay.
There we go. Guess we're recording.
Yeah.
Let me mute everybody. There we go. Okay, so I am very excited about this. We have not done a Instagram training in a little bit. Let me check the chat. All right. If you have questions, drop them, because Instagram is one of those things that most of us use as a backup, as in we build it. So if anything happens to Facebook, we have someplace to work. And Mandy and I were just talking, I don't know if Chelsea's in this part too. I know a lot of people that are admins of groups can't post in groups right now. Like can't post in any groups, not even groups we're not admins of. So I can't post in the training groups. I can't post in my homeschooling groups. I can't post in my devotional group, like no groups. I can't post, even it's just a simple, hey guys, happy June. You know, who's got a fun project they're working on this month. I tried to post that in my homeschool group and it was marked as spam. I posted a picture of my kid talking about a new phonics program we started and it was marked as spam. So sometimes Facebook is just crazy and sometimes you can't work that well on Facebook. So you've got to move to another platform. Let me pull up my notes because we've been at the splash pad today. We went to a barbecue. We swam in a friend's pool. Like we've been doing all the things. So I literally at one point I had like a 30-minute break. I sat down and wrote all the notes for the Zoom on my phone while my kid was out basically like planting a garden with another mom because they wanted to do gardening. I was like, I'm not all about that life, but y'all have fun and I will cook the burgers because I ain't trying to like play in the dirt. Yeah, so I sat down and it was awesome because that's one thing I love about this job is you can literally work it around your everyday life and you have so much fun. Tomorrow I'm going and I'm doing cupcakes for a friend's birthday party. Her little boy's having a Mario party. So I get to decorate all the cupcakes, which I'm excited about. And I don't have to ask for the day off work. I don't have to ask my boss to go anywhere. It's just like, hey, we have a fun weekend planned. It's very busy. We've been watching kids all week. And last week and next week, I can work a little bit more. So weeks like this, when I know I'm going to work a little less, it's fine. I'm in Alabama right now and work. Yeah, Chelsea will tell you a little about it when she starts talking, but she's basically on vacation right now. So yeah, anyways, I just 2-second excerpt there. I just freaking love this job. I know we all do. So like I said, we're all three on Instagram. I know Mandy and I work it more as a backup. Like what we post on Instagram, in our stories, we do a lot of the same stuff on Facebook. We kind of build it and work it so it's there if we need it, but neither one of us really like hustle hard on it. Chelsea actually works Instagram. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you guys how to grow organically because that's something I've gotten really good at. Chelsea's going to talk about being authentic, like in the stories and getting people to come to you and piquing their interest. So that's something she's really good at. But neither one of us sign a lot of people from Facebook or from Instagram. We sign the people that come to us. But most of what we sign is over on Facebook. Through most of us, I think we sign a lot through Host to Host, where Chelsea signs left and right on Instagram. So then she's going to bring up the end of the Zoom and just kind of talk about how she takes the followers, she takes that attraction marketing and ties it all together in a pretty little bow and turns it into customers and distributors. So just a couple things, because I'm very green. So Instagram makes me mad sometimes. So it's constantly changing, but a very good Instagram page is going to have 5% engagement. A great Instagram page is going to have 10% engagement. What that means is if you have a good Instagram page and you have 10,000 followers, then you're going to have about 500 likes on each of your posts. If you're a great Instagram page, you're going to have about 1,000 likes on each of your posts. That means if you don't have a lot of followers, let's say you have 500 followers, 5% of that is what, 25? So some of y'all that have 1 and 200 followers and you're only getting 5 or 6 likes, instead of complaining about it, realize, unfortunately, that's kind of normal. That's just the way the Instagram algorithm works. It kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't love it. But that's just, even if you look at top influencer pages that have 60, 70, 80,000 followers, if you look at their likes compared to following ratio, they typically have between 3 and 8% interaction. So don't beat yourself up. Kind of the goal is just to get the most eyes on your page as possible because the interaction is going to always fall into place there. A couple things with Instagram is you do want to make sure it's a business page. You can Google how to do that, but the reason is because then you have access to your insights. And I'm going to flip my screen and show you guys that in a few minutes. Because your insights tell you how many people saw your post, not just how many people liked it, how many people actually saw it, how many people clicked on your website. So if you have a website in your bio, it'll tell you how many people clicked on that from that post. It'll tell you how many people went over to your Instagram from that post, because the post pops up in the news feed. But then how many people click on your name and go look at your page? And it'll tell you how many people then clicked on your name, looked at your page, and hit the follow button. So the techie side is on the business Instagram, and it doesn't change your algorithm. I've played around with it. I've talked to a few other content creators on Instagram. Yeah. From business to personal, it does not change your visibility at all. So it doesn't do anything. Now, when you click business, you'll have to give yourself a title. What I wouldn't do is, if you're someone who has less than 10,000 followers, I would not put that you're a public figure. That is a telltale sign that you're trying to sell somebody something. Guys, you're not a public figure. You have like 500 people on your Instagram. Okay. I have 13.1 thousand followers. I don't even consider myself a public figure. I can consider a public figure at like 50,000 or more. I typically put like education or content creator or something like that on my, because you have to pick a title. So, okay, just to back up a little bit, because I know some of y'all are already like, how the heck do you know this? So there was like 6 months in my business that I just completely threw Instagram. I was like, I don't care anymore. It's exhausting, because we were taught follow and unfollow. You follow a crap ton of people every day. You unfollow a crap ton of people, and that's how you gain your following. The problem with that is when you stop doing that, your followers go down pretty drastically, and your engagement is already way less than 5% typically. Now, you can look at your own analytics. If you're doing the follow unfollow method and you have 10, 15, 20% engagement, who the heck cares what I say? Keep doing what you're doing. But if you're someone and you're doing the follow unfollow and you can't get 10 or 15 likes on your pictures, it doesn't matter how many people are following you if no one's looking at your page. So that's kind of like, I had to give myself the pep talk, because I just stopped working it. I still posted, like, basically whatever I posted on Facebook, I threw up on Instagram, but I was like, I'm not really going to follow people anymore. Like, it's just, I was exhausted. Then what happened is I was at an online network marketing convention, basically. And this lady named Tonya Johnson, and I'm actually going to show you, she's not a network, like she is not with any kind of company, but she has her brand basically, and just shows people how to, let me see if I can't talk and think at the same time. I'm trying to figure out how to show my screen. There we go. Microphone on. No, I'm not gonna do nothing. Hold on, guys. No, I don't want to do any of that. You know, you don't do this a lot when. Oh, there we go. So basically what she does is she just shows people how to grow their Instagram. And she has a business with it. She sells courses, you know, all the good people do. Everyone, like, I'm not going to get mad at her for making money off of the knowledge that she knows. But she has a lot of free content as well. So I'm going to show you her page. She actually started, she's not affiliated with Beachbody at all anymore, but she started as one of their, the people that do the workout videos. So not a distributor, but like, or not a coach, but like an actual fitness person. So this is Tonya Johnson. This is her personal page. She talks a lot about growing an Instagram and also having ADHD, because that's kind of, we'll talk a little bit about branding, not a lot, but that's her brand. If you go to Insta Club Hub, that is her page that actually is completely devoted to showing you how to grow your Instagram. I would highly recommend you doing your own digging over there, but all the information I'm sharing, I got from her, and I'm literally showing you a very small amount. So if you want to learn from the best, go learn from her, because she has way more knowledge about this than I do. But I'm going to show you how I use it and how I literally took my engagement up 200% compared to what it was just 6 months ago. So all that to say, I learned some of her methods, and then I took notes to make sure I was like being factual with these. So I looked up the different timelines. So I started following a little bit of what she was doing, and Instagram became fun again. That's kind of what I needed because I was just over Instagram. But then about 6 months ago, I tuned into another training, and it's free. It's recorded. Anyone that wants it can reach out and get it. Probably just message me, Chelsea or Mandy. I'll send it to them and they can send it to you. So whoever's team you're on. But then some things clicked, and that's when I started really messing with the follower count. I was like, how can I get followers without following people? Because I don't want to follow people. I don't want to have 8,000. Well, you can't have 7,000 is your max. I don't want to have 7,000 people I'm following and only 3,000 are following me back. And it just takes a lot of time. So that was the game changer. And I'm going to show you what I talk about when I talk about insights, because then I'm going to show you the two different kind of Instagram posts and why one of them is going to give you way more followers than the other one does. So again, my page is a business page. So home, my page. Okay, so this is my page. Yeah, I have me set as a blogger. So not a public figure, none of that stuff. I have it set as a blogger. You can do whatever kind of title you want. I won't go into a lot of how to do your bio on Instagram, but if you go down to my posts, it'll show you view insights, and it shows you, y'all see the little paper airplane? That shows you how many people sent that post to somebody else. The little bookmark is how many people saved that post for themselves. 15 people went from that post and looked at my profile. And then 5,393 people actually saw the post, and 4,000 people, or not 4,000, just kidding. That would be nice. 4 people followed me from that post. So that's kind of to break down the insights. I'm going to flip screen back and forth, guys, a lot from my face to my Instagram. So if you get nauseous, I apologize. But the two different ways of posting are authentic posting and sharing content. So authentic posting is what most of us were taught in the beginning, because that's Instagram used to be all about showing your face, showing your life, basically being a blogger, and being pretty, not you, but like aesthetically, your Instagram being aesthetically pleasing. So they called it the grid. For a while, I had picture, quote, and like you have a stupid little design and it just takes some time. No one cares about that anymore. That doesn't get followers anymore because so many people started doing it. So the world of basically look at me and tune into my life on Instagram is done unless you are funneling people to your Instagram from some other platform. So for example, if you have them bought into you before they ever get onto your Instagram, boom, they're good. But if you have a big YouTube channel and you're sending people over to your Instagram, they're watching you because they like you. So you can post your page all over your face, all over your page, and it's cool. If you have a blog, maybe you're in the top of a network marketing company, because we all know those people that have thousands and thousands of followers, and they get crazy engagement and they just post pictures in bikinis all the time. It's because most of the people following them are part of the same network marketing company. I don't know about you. I don't have 17,000 people on my team. And I'm not like someone that the company promotes. So I don't have all those followers from my network marketing company. Because the way Instagram works, you post something, you have 10 minutes to get likes and comments, or Instagram doesn't put it on the whatever the For You page is called for Instagram. I forget. So that's what authenticity posting is. The second type of posting is shareable content. And that is what works right now. Now, the Instagram algorithm sucks. This is why my little green heart doesn't like Instagram, because they are always changing. But if you want to be successful on Instagram, you have to be willing to be flexible. And I don't know if Alicia's on here, but Alicia Pfeiffer, she's someone I had an Instagram one-on-one with, and she'll tell you her engagement did a 360 because she just implemented the same strategy that I took and implemented. So the problem with shareable content is that means you have to have a brand. Because again, basically you want to ask yourself, if I post this, what makes people want to share it? Because if it's a picture of my cute kid, yeah, I'm going to get a few likes on it, but no one's going to send it to somebody else. It's kind of creepy. Why are you going to send a picture of my kid to somebody else? If it's a picture of me in a selfie, why are you sending that to somebody else? Like, that just feels weird. But if it's something like a content something, that's when people are like, okay, I'll send that. And it gets more eyes and more eyes and more eyes on your page. So branding used to be, you pick 3 to 5 things and you talk about it. Now, and one of those things can be you and fun and family and like all that combined. Now, the way branding works on Instagram is you pick one thing, maybe 2 if they're interchangeable, and you have to stick to that. If you don't stick to a niche, you're irrelevant on Instagram. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but that literally is just what it is. I'm going to show you a couple little things and how to find shareable content. But for example, mine is, Amanda, it's not a professional account, it's a business account. I don't know, play around with it. You can literally Google how to change it to a business account. It might be called a professional account now. I don't know. Instagram is literally always changing. So, but Google will have the answer for that. So my brand is homeschooling/parenting because they literally go hand in hand. You wouldn't want to have your brand fitness and homeschooling. They don't have anything to do with each other. But you could do fitness and like healthy recipes because they do go hand in hand. Does that make sense? Like, branding is all about finding your niche, but then actually sticking to it. And that's hard for me because I want to throw the business in there all the time. I want to throw products in there all the time. They have nothing to do with homeschooling. So I'm going to show you because I do get creative because I'm still throwing them in there. Because again, it doesn't matter how many followers I get if none of them are joining or becoming distributors. So that's also a little tricky. But let me share my screen one more time. The biggest way to get people actually seeing your post once you figure out how to post shareable content is using hashtags. So whatever your brand is, and again, that's something you have to figure out, but you do need to figure out a brand. What is going on with my life? Okay, let me exit out of Instagram. Oh, look, Kim. It's so weird seeing her with long hair. I've never known her with long hair. I've always known her with the super cute, like little, I don't know what it's called, but the mohawk thing. So whatever your brand is, pick 25 hashtags, save them somewhere on your phone or word board or whatever. Use those hashtags on every single post, which means your page also needs to be public. I know that's scary for some people, but make your page public. There's no point of having an Instagram if it's private, if you're trying to use it for business. So, okay. So when I say shareable content, it makes it so easy because you're literally sharing other people's content. Let me show you some insights. So, okay, this is a business post, but it's also a super cute post about my kid. 530 people saw it because no one sent it or saved it. So Instagram automatically looked at it as being irrelevant because that's the point of people sharing stuff, is it tells Instagram that your post is valuable. So if you can't get people to share it, Instagram's like, yeah, not a valuable post. We're not showing it to people. No one followed it. No one followed me from it. And that's fine. But really? Oh, there we go. I would say the picture is clean and crisp and nice. Like, it's not a bad picture. Now, yeah, you might disagree with me. Some of y'all have really good pictures on Instagram, but I would say that picture was good. Same with this one. It literally is a selfie of me. It's talking about the business a little bit. 786 people ended up seeing it. 50 some people liked it. That's a good picture. Not a lot of people. But now, okay, this is shareable content. And the picture is blurry on here. It's not blurry on Instagram. I'm not sure why it's looking blurry for you guys. But 27,000 people saw it. 131 people went to my profile and 17 people followed me from it. $16,000 people saw it. And some are going to get a lot. Some are not going to get as much. It is what it is. 20,000 people. So no follows from that one. But y'all see what I'm talking about? Like the cute pictures of your cute kid. This one has nothing to do with the business. It literally is a homeschooling post, which is what my whole brand is about. But because it's a picture of my kid, no one's sharing it, which means no one's seeing it. So in order to find shareable content, it's so easy. You literally go to, I might have picked a bad post to do this because I don't know if no, there's too many comments. I need to pick one that doesn't have a lot of comments. Was this one? Yeah. So these are my 25, whatever hashtags I use. So I'm going to pick parenting tips. I'm going to click on it. You want to stay on the top, see where it says top and recent, stay on the top. And you're going to find something that looks like people would share it, which is basically like a quote or something like that. Okay, this had 1,231 likes. So immediately I'm like, oh yeah, that's really good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their page. They have 44,000 followers. So out of 44,000, 1,000 liked it. You're not even at 5%. So, and I can't do the math in my head. I think she's at like 2.5% on this. So that means if I'm going to post it on my page, about 2.5% of people are going to engage on it. Is that okay? That's up to you. Do you really like the post? Post it anyways. If you're just doing it to engagement, I'd probably post something a little bit better. So that's how you find the post. And then you go to the actual page and you basically, not compete. You, what do you call it? You compare the engagement versus the followers. So I know this is a lot of green stuff, but again, this is Instagram. And then when you repost it, so first of all, you're going to use a resharing app. There's a bunch of them out there. Google. The one I use is called Repost. Super original name. And what you're going to do is you're going to give the person credit. Repost from, and I tag the person. I literally copy and pasted their caption. So it also takes all the work out of it for you because it's their picture, their caption, but I am the one getting people to follow me from it. I don't mind that setup. And then, okay, so yeah, literally you find a shareable post, you compare likes to follows until you find one that you like the engagement, and then you give credit to the person that you're posting. Now this is where I do get a little bit trickier when it comes to making sure I can get my business in there. Let me find one, because I'm actually doing one tonight too, so I'm glad I'm talking about this. So this one right here that says switch, middle left. Switching your mindset from I hope I can to I'm going to make it happen is a life changer. Okay, this is a straight business post. I'm talking about welcoming a new team member. So I still put her picture. I just put it second. It doesn't show up on my grid. Even a straight business post still got 855 people to view it and 7 people to go to my profile. And I had 2 people message me off of this post that I didn't know. One of them joined, one of them hasn't yet. So you can still get creative. I did one with the hair post as well. Summer hair tip, and I posted some tips from someone else and I gave that person the credit. Oh, just kidding. No, I didn't. I found tips on someone else's page and then I put them on the little word board thing. And then I did a hosted post for myself. Again, I still got 650 some people to view it because I did it in a format that was shareable. You're not going to get as much as you would like a quote because you're not sharing a quote, but okay. So anyways, I feel like that was like a whole lot of information. Does anyone have any questions on that? The chat is like, there's a lot of stuff in the chat. I'm literally reading this real fast. How do you put a title on your Instagram? Amanda, you click edit bio and then you can. Okay. I'm not 100% sure your question, but it's something, ask whoever your upline is, and I'm sure they can walk you through it because we all 3 have Instagram. I think you're asking how to put blogger or whatever you want your thing to be. You have to be a business page first. So the first step is changing it to a business page. If your IG isn't a business page, you'll not be able to view insights. Yes. On your profile, there's an edit profile. Yep. It brought me to the choice of my business. Guys, I wouldn't go into the Instagram and start changing all this stuff now. I would take notes and do it all at once because all 3 of us are going to give you some things that you're going to want to implement. So if you're trying to implement things while we're still talking, you're going to miss other things. So I would take the notes and then go, this will be recorded. I'll post it. You can watch it again. And then ask your upline or whoever invited you this, like, hey, she said to change it to business. I can't find it. And someone can send you like a link or something to do it. So, anyways, that's what I have on actually getting followers, because again, I have, let me actually look at my numbers because I didn't do that before I got on her. Yeah, so just in the last week, I've reached 11.8 thousand more accounts than I did the week before that. So just by implementing shareable content, you will reach way more people. You do a lot less work because you don't have to write all the things. You do have to use an app, an outside app, which usually costs a little bit of money. I paid $40 for mine for the whole year. So it's a tax write-off. You know, so when you run a business, you're going to have write-offs. That's just, or you're going to have expenses. That's just how it is. But if you really can't afford that, you can type it all up yourself and save the picture. Like, you can do it without the app. The app just makes it faster. Yeah, and I don't follow people anymore. That's why I still have the 3,000 and something that I follow that I need to go continuously clean out, because I was doing follow and follow for so long. But I have 13.1 thousand that follow me. So clearly way more people are following me than I am following. And it used to be pretty even, if not offset a little bit, because people were unfollowing me as fast as they were following me once they realized I didn't have any value to share. I was just posting cute pictures of myself and my kid all the time. So people didn't really want to see that, because I'm not an anybody on social media. Like, I'm not Kim Kardashian. I'm not Britney Spears. Like, no one gives a crap what I'm doing in my life. So unless I'm adding value to my page and they're coming for specific content, they're not sticking around very long. Okay, so I'm going to hand it off to Mandy, and Mandy is going to talk a lot more about the in-depth, like what she posts in stories and just making it very relatable. And she's just really good at making people come to her on her page. So
hey, you guys, sorry, I'm sick, so don't mind my voice. But yeah, actually, I learned a ton from that, because I don't really use, I use Instagram for stories, like Tonya said in particular, and I've only just started posting a little bit more on there. And same thing, I post the same thing from Facebook to Instagram, and I've been trying to watch Instagram trainings and stuff like that to learn, because my followers, I only have like 1,400 followers, so that taught me a lot. And I have my page on the business account, but I wasn't really checking any of it out. So I took a ton of notes, and I'm going to go back and look at that. But what I want to say about stories is, what I like about stories on Instagram compared to Facebook is there's so much more that you can do on there, and you can connect it so that you only have to post the same thing once. You don't have to like try and save it and then go onto Facebook and try and paste the same thing. Which I'm pretty sure that you can just change that on settings. I think everyone might know how to do that. I don't know how to do it off the top of my head right now.
You can change it on settings. You can also, I don't have it linked, but I do all my stories on Instagram because they look way better. Facebook just looks super janky, I think. And I just click the save button, so it saves to my camera roll, and then I post it on Facebook. But so if you can't figure out how to change the settings, whoever's watching this, like, you can do it the long way too. But yeah, I would highly recommend, even if you only open an Instagram to learn how to do better stories to start, definitely do that. And it's free.
So yeah, exactly. So I was watching, I think it was Caitlin Reddick. So I try and post in my stories every hour. I don't set an alarm that, 10, 11, 12, 1, but I try and post it every hour, so that anytime anyone opens Facebook or Instagram, you want to be the first person at the top of their thing that they see, so they always know what's going on. It can be about business. It can be about life. I always make my coffee in my stories, or if I don't, I'll do like a little boomerang. I always post my products in there every morning. But something about filters is you can go and steal them from other people. So for instance, I'm going to go to Caitlin's page, and I can't really do it. If I show you under her name or under anyone's name, it'll say the filter that they're using. So if you click on that, hang on. It says retro dust. So if I click on that, it'll say that she was using boomerang. So you can use a boomerang or use the filter. And if you click on that, it'll say that you can save it. So I use, you can save it or you can send it. So that's how I get a lot of my filters. And I try and use ones that just, I don't know, make my face look a little bit more sparkly or whatever. I'm not going to change completely who I am. I did do that, the lip one, just for shits and giggles, because that was hilarious. And I had so many people message me from that.
I didn't know that was a filter at first. I was seeing people and I was like, what did they do to their lips? And then I realized it was a filter.
Yeah. So I always use a filter on mine, and then polls and stuff like that. So I know I've had a couple of people on my team ask how I add photos. For instance, we got paid weekly bonuses yesterday. And so when you take a photo, I'm just going to take a photo really quickly. And when you swipe up, there are all the options there. You can actually go on Pinterest, and I've done this before. I've got a heap of boards saved on Pinterest for the GIFs, however you say it. Cute ones that are just dots, or they might be coffee ones. You can just go onto Pinterest and search. I think it's just called Instagram. Oh, hang on, what is it called? Just if I search Instagram stories, and it tells you the little thing to search when you swipe up and you go to search. So this one is called Cassandra or something, but it's just got cute little dots and stuff like that to make them a bit brighter. And I have heaps of them saved, so you can save them for coffee. I've got them for fall or autumn. You can save them for about coffee, but they're just a bit nicer than swiping up and trying to search coffee. They're just a little bit more prettier. The other thing I do is I always I like to put a poll. I've started doing it, or trying to do it every hour. I'm trying to get more interaction. Like I said, I don't have as big a following as the other girls, but I'm just trying to build that up. So I did one. I just went and picked a color background off Pinterest, and then I was then I put on there this or that. And I was like, do you like mountains or beach? And then the next slide was dogs or cats. And the next slide was wine or beer, just to try and build that interaction up a little bit. I personally don't find that when I put question boxes out there that I get very much response. But listening to Tonya, I don't have a lot of shareable content. So there's probably not going to be a whole lot of people come to my page. And I'm still working out the whole branding myself. I actually went and bought some clothes off Shein so I can half brand myself a little bit. And I'm living in a van, but I'm not traveling yet. So I know that when that starts happening, I'll have a little bit more content in that respect to start posting. And I follow a few other van life people in Australia, so I can get some of the ideas and things like that from what they post. This is what I was going to do. So when you swipe up, you can scroll down to, this is the camera thing, so you can take another photo on top of your photo. But if you click down here, it'll add extra bits. So if you take your screenshot that you signed a customer, or you take your screenshot that you got paid or whatever, you can go ahead and let me just see if I can find something. Hold on. Actually, I can save that. I'll show you this photo because I did this the other day. My brother was here and I signed a customer. So it came up like that. So it's similar to using Pixar. I use Pixar to add the photo onto another photo to post on my page, but you can just do it on Instagram stories if you swipe up. I did write myself some notes. Polls, question boxes, how to add photos, how to steal filters, posting every hour, and how to add music, which I think everyone knows how to do that as well. Sometimes I don't add music, sometimes I do, but I just try and share my whole life in there because I don't post a whole lot on my page. Instagram, because you have to post photos, I only probably post once a day, whereas on Facebook, I'll probably post and I go live. I haven't ever gone live on Instagram. I need to probably do that, but I don't have a whole lot of Instagram tips for you. I just get in my stories and share your life in there, because that's where people are going to get to know who you are and stuff like that, and then trying to post every hour so that you're the first person that they see whenever they open Instagram or whenever they open Facebook.
No, I think that posting every hour is a good one, because I have a lot of followers, but I know when I've seen other people's stories, like the inside where you see how many people view it, my views are super low compared to a lot of people. I don't post every hour. I typically work a chunk in the morning and a chunk at night, and a lot of times during the middle, I don't post it there. So it does make a huge difference, because I went through for a month where I did set timers, and it was boom. Now for me, I don't feel like it's worth it for me, because I'm not actively working Instagram at this point. But if Facebook was taken away and I just switched over to Instagram. So some of y'all watching this, you'd rather work Instagram. Go work Instagram. I would set timers and I would do that every hour because obviously my paycheck would depend on it. I've done a little post on Instagram. It never did much. So you work with what, you know, the platform you're on. I do want to talk about the branding side because without homeschooling, I wouldn't have a brand. I've asked myself, like, what would my brand be if I didn't homeschool? I'm not into fitness. I don't like to cook. I'm not like a fashion person. The easy answer is mindset. So anyone on here, if you're like, I don't know how to brand myself, I don't know what I like, positive thinking and mindset. There's so many pages of positive quotes that people share all the freaking time. Use that as your brand. It doesn't have to be unique to you because again, you're focusing on shareable content. So I'm not talking to you, Mandy, because you have a freaking awesome brand that you're going into. I creep your page just to see what you're doing with your dang band. Because I'm like living vicariously through
this
you.
week I'll have it registered and new tires.
Do what?
This week I'll have it registered and have new tires on it. So
yeah, I think that's awesome. But yeah, for those of you who you feel like you don't have a brand or you don't know what it is yet, mindset. Mindset is something that everyone and their mom shares quotes. How many times do you still post off of Pinterest or other people's Facebook pages? Instagram, the etiquette is you don't steal posts. You share them and give credit to the other person. So all they're doing is like, they're happy that you're sharing their stuff. So you're both benefiting from it. So I would just, anyone who's like new and it freaks them out to think about branding, do mindset, positive thinking, positive quotes, go do a little bit of homework, get 25 hashtags that do well with mindset, find a few pages that you like and start sharing 1 or 2 posts a day. That's it. And just see if some more people will start following you. And it'll take you, do it for like a month before you judge it. Because sharing 5 positive quotes, people are going to go to your page and see she never posts this. I'm not going to follow her, but you do it over and over and you become known for it. So just to throw that in there. Did you have any other Instagram tips that you wanted to share as far as the actual stories? I didn't know that you could still filters. So I'm actually excited about that because I see people's filters sometimes. I'm like, man, I want that. Like, where do you buy it? I didn't know you could just like use it.
Yeah, you just underneath their name. Normally it's like, it'll say the song that they used or Boomerang, like I said, was on Caitlin's, but it tells you their filter on there. So you can tap it. I have heaps of them saved. And obviously, like, depending on where you are
on Pinterest either. I'm going to start doing that now too.
Yeah, if you just search like Instagram story GIFs, they'll tell you a heap of them. Because like I said, if you just go and search coffee, they're pretty basic, like gimmicky drinking coffee ones. But if you search them on Instagram, they've got like little code names. So I'm assuming it's similar to like Etsy with the filters on Lightroom that you have to pay for, but you don't have to pay for these. I'm assuming people have created them and it's kind of like their name, but there's cute little dots because I've seen it on other people's pages and I'm like, how do I do that? If I just click dots, it's just giving me a big old white dot and I want cute little like, ones and stuff. And so, yeah, I have heaps of them saved on Pinterest. I have a whole little album saved on there.
So you said you, on Pinterest, you search Instagram GIFs?
Yeah, let me just double check that that's what it is.
I think I've always been searching them in the GIF bar on Instagram, and like they have ugly basic ones.
That's what I mean. When you type coffee, it's just like a coffee thing. But if you type Instagram story GIF, yeah, a heap of them come up. So like this one.
Okay.
Scripts by Nora, White Boho.
Now, how do you get them onto your phone? You just click until it says save, basically?
I don't save them. I just use the search thing. Like this one says white love, right? And it's all these little white love hearts. So I just type in, when I go to search for GIFs in Instagram, I just type in love white or white love and they'll all pop up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not super techie. So this is the kind of stuff I like learning. I'm a green. I like the number side of Instagram. I'm not techie. Like even just learning how to make cute stories took me a little while. Like to do the pictures. It took me a while to figure out how to put a picture from your camera roll onto another picture already in your story. I just learned how to do that like a month ago. So I'm glad that you said that because now there's some new things I can play around with.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm going to unspotlight you. Did I spotlight you? I don't know. I don't think I did. Okay. Chelsea, you want to hop on and help us tie all that in to actually signing customers and signing distributors once we get people on our pages?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to start by saying I learn a lot of my technical stuff from Mandy. So she's actually really, really good at that stuff. I probably message her every single time she learns something new, like, what did you do? So I want to make sure I add that in. If I'm all over the place, I've literally been traveling all day long. I'm in Alabama right now. It's been a crazy long day, but I am the definition today of being tired and still showing up. So when you run a business from home, like we do, right? I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. This is the only way that I get my income. And so I have to show up regardless. And I can't even tell you how many times I've said today, I don't want to do anything. I'm just so exhausted from traveling 2 flights, but I still showed up. So, I just wanted to say, you can still make that a priority. Second thing is I wanted to talk about how exactly I sign people, because the people that I've signed are my big volume orders, 1, and 2, my runners on my team. So I've got a couple of girls who are going for Ruby this month, and they are flying, like cranking on volume and distributors, and they came from Instagram. And what's really crazy about it is that they signed sooner than people from Facebook signed with me. And I know it's like really odd, right? Like I was that person who was afraid of Instagram. I didn't understand it. And when you don't know somebody, you get confused and you kind of say no, right? And that's what I did for so long. And I kept watching the Instagram trainings, and everybody was saying the same thing, that they were nervous about it. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna try new things until they work. Okay. So what I started doing was I started actually messaging on Instagram like I would on Facebook. I don't do host to post on Instagram. So I know Tonya's really good at host to post on Facebook. She's got a system that works. It is awesome. And I do host to post on Facebook too, and our whole team does. But Instagram is probably the biggest platform that you're going to find people that you can actually straight up message and they will accept you messaging them. Facebook, they're kind of judgy on that. They're not ready for that, right? And that's why we use the host to post system. Whereas on Instagram, you can just bluntly message people. People are kind. Most people, like I would say out of 100 people, 90 of them would just write back no thank you instead of being rude. And I'm still getting a higher percentage of people telling me can I get more info? And I'm going to drop it in the chat, actually, the message that I'm sending so you guys can have it. Feel free to change it up, make it sound like you, and then use it for yourself. It seriously has catapulted our team, and it's just been so good for us. This is my number 1 message that I send, and this is a secondary that I send. Instagram actually does not have a small limit on how many messages you can send before you get blocked. Has anybody here ever sent messages on Facebook and all of a sudden your whole account is frozen just by sending messages for host to post or potential distributors or whatever? I'm sure that every single one of us have gone through that at one point or another. There was days where I literally sent out like 15 messages for host to post and boom, got blocked just like that. And so Instagram is more, they don't care if you send messages, and as long as you stay consistent with it, they don't block you on it. It's very rare that I would hear somebody say that they're getting blocked from sending messages. So I go down my followers list. So people, no, not followers list. Sorry. I go down my following list with potential distributor messages. And I use that message saying, hey, it will, hold on, I gotta read it again. Sorry, I'm like brain fog right now. So it says, hey girly, I don't know if you ever thought about it, but I think you would be so good at what I do. Can I send you some info and see if this would be a good fit for you? Right. That message alone gets them interested. Like, what does this chick do? So what do they do from there? They go to my Facebook page and they follow it. And so that's what I'm doing there. I'm just sending messages to the people that I'm following. And I actually learned so much from Tonya tonight. And I'm so thankful that she did this training, because I didn't realize some of the things. You know how when you hop on some trainings, you just like learn something. Every single training I hop on, I learned something. I actually was following other people, and then I was messaging to get them to follow me back, and they were following me back like crazy. I'm getting followers like crazy every single day. And as I'm messaging, what I'm doing is if I come across somebody who's like, working another business, or like they seem like they wouldn't be a good fit for this business or something like that, like let's just say they have 2 followers and like no posts, obviously I'm not going to message them about becoming a distributor, right? Because they're not working the business. I can't say, well, you look like this would be a good fit for you when you're not even on Instagram, really, right? You're not even answering your stuff. So I just delete those people off my following, like I unfollow them. And so my following list is going down because I'm messaging a lot of people and I'm weaning those bad eggs out. And then I'm getting the people who actually want to follow me over to follow me. And they're interested in that from there. I do a lot of what Mandy is doing with her stories. I am posting a lot. Like you can go look at my stories. Sorry, I'm trying to get some light for you guys. I do post on my story a lot. And I share a lot about who I am, where I'm going, what I'm doing throughout the day. And I do talk a lot about, this is what my life looks like, or this is what my life is going to look like. So if you want to come with me, this is what you have to do, right? Like you have to get in my inbox and you have to message me. That alone is getting people to kind of hop on the train. Like, okay, I need to watch what this chick is doing. When I'm messaging people, this is another great tip. I'm being honest with them. I don't sugarcoat things to people because I don't want people to come into my team thinking it's going to be sunshine and rainbows and it's just going to be something that is simple and like, no, I mean, not simple, but it's going to be easy. That's the term I should use, right? People think that it's going to be easy and then not show up, right? I want hard workers on my team. So if I want hard workers on my team, I got to be willing to ask them those hard questions before they get started because I have to know who they are. So the girls who got started on my team and are hustling and going for big promotions this month and they're just running, it's crazy. They came in with the expectation that you work on this team and you work hard and you grow on this team and you grow a lot, right? You do all the things, you don't skip over the things. And that's what I'm finding from Instagram is because of the combination of the two plus posting, they're seeing what they're coming into before they're coming into it. And I'm getting hard workers rather than people who think that it's easy because, yeah. So I think that's all that I had for that. Did you guys have any questions about it?
I like that you said, you're talking about how you message them and then they follow you back. Cause I think that's the disconnect with mine when I was doing the follow and follow, cause I don't work Instagram. So I'm not messaging them. Not because I don't think it works, but I'm so busy with hosted posts on Facebook that I don't really go take time to message people. But do you find the distributors that you sign on Instagram are a little bit younger than the ones that you're messaging on Facebook?
It depends on who you're adding. So when I'm following people from like different things that say like hashtags that are mom hashtags. Or when I'm looking for people, I'm not looking for people who are younger. I'm looking for people in like their 30s because I'm going into my 30s. So like, I don't want teenagers, but I do have a girl on my team who keeps getting younger girls just by adding. And I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. We're trying to figure that out, I think. So I just message if I find young girls or if I go to their Facebook and they look like they're in high school, I just delete them. You know what I mean? And yeah, it might take a little bit.
High school for sure.
Yeah. And it might take a little bit extra work, but like, here's the deal is, you go through all those rocks just to find your diamond. You know what I mean? Anyways. So, I mean, for me, it's worth it because now I get these girls who are like killing it and they're raising their paychecks like crazy. Right.
Oh, I was saying it as a positive. I'm noticing a lot of, when I say young, I'm talking like early 20s, not like.
I thought you were talking teenage girls. Whoops.
No, I'm noticing a lot of younger women, I guess, not girls, come in and kind of kill it right away. Not because there's anything magic about them, but because they're not scared about social media. They're fine jumping in because they're already used to posting all the time and talking to people. Like they live in the online world that those of us who are in our 30s, like Facebook didn't become a thing until I was a junior in college. So I didn't grow up like putting myself out there all the time and not being scared to like do all the things on Facebook. And Instagram, shoot, I didn't start doing Instagram until this business. So I was already old at that point. Like it was not a college thing. But I was just curious if maybe that is something that's playing into it, because you have a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a hip crowd on Instagram, but almost like to where they're not afraid to kind of jump into the blogger role almost all immediately.
Yeah. And I'm just like you too, Tonya, where I go and I look for people just like me. So, like when I'm going to look for people, you know, you would go look for moms who are home or moms who are homeschooling, right? Like you want to find your people, right? Yeah. And you want to brand yourself. I'm doing the same exact thing. You know, we're from a small town out in the country. And so when I'm going and looking for people, I'm looking for people just like me. And you know what's so crazy about it is I'm finding people like me. And when I post on my story and I go to message them, it's like they already know what's up because they've been watching my story. And they start watching my story more because I'm honest and I'm straight up. Like when I message them, I tell them exactly how it is, what's going on. I have a whole like message kind of script type thing that I follow, but I also send voice messages. Voice messages key, guys. People want to hear your voice. Like when you send those voice messages, it's almost like it's hard for them to walk away because they know that you're a real person at that point. And they know that you're down to earth. They know that you're human just like the rest of them. You make mistakes just like the rest of them, but you're just working and you're being honest and you're, you know. So I think, yeah.
And well, you said that you share a lot of how you work and you're signing better workers that way. We went on this last vacation we went on, and in my stories, I purposely put like, if I woke up 30 minutes early to sit and do a bunch of posts before we went out to the aquarium or whatever we did, I posted about it. Well, in my stories, but posted. And even some of my team messaged me like, oh, you're doing a lot of work. I was like, I do this work every time I go anywhere. My whole life's a vacation. And I even put that in my stories. Like I did a video, like talkie. I was like, I've had people message me since I've been on vacation. Like, why do you want a job that you have to work on vacation? No, this is my real life. I'm not on vacation. My whole life is a vacation. You're just assuming that I'm on vacation and I'm having to work, when in reality, I'm working and my regular life is just a vacation. So you got it a little twisted. And so I loved being able to address that. And I love that you said like share when you're working. When I get off here, I'm going to put the boomerang that I took and I'll send it to you. You can send it out to people and talk about how we've been at the splash pad and barbecue, and I came home and I hopped on a team Zoom and we talked about Instagram training. And you said how you were too tired to get on this. I wasn't tired, but we've been just doing all the fun things. And when it came time to come home, the family we were with was going out to do something else. And I was like, man, I want to like go to Walmart and do all the different things with them. I was like, how am I going to not show up to a training and tell my team, oh, sorry, wanted to go to Walmart with some friends and go hang out at a barbecue, when I'm telling my new people, like, prioritize the business or it doesn't work. I decided to do this training before we did any other plans today. Like, you got to stick to your guns and actually do what you said you were going to do. And it's worth it in the long run, because your life isn't going to be a vacation for very long. You're going to have to go back to a 9 to 5 if you don't work when you say you're going to work.
Yeah.
So
I have to add to that too, just really, really quick, and then you guys can take it over. So people love life events too, especially on Instagram. I want you guys to know this. Okay. I get more potential distributors when I share things that I'm doing that are not in your everyday life, right? So even if I don't have something crazy going on, I try to find a way to find something, right? And I try to make some type of like, you know, funny thing or fun thing that's happening that day in any way that I can, and get creative. Whenever you're going on trips, even if you're, you know, going on a private trip, you know, that what had nothing to do with the business, right? Still find a way to tie it into it, because if you do, people are going to be knocking down your door, guys. I got my inbox blowing up today, just me talking about me flying and working at the same exact time, just with me showing them all the fun things that I get to do because of this business. And you know, anything like that, taking trips, you're getting married, having a baby, Just anything like that. You get a new puppy, share the ever living crap out of that. Mandy's got a van, she's fixing up. People are just loving it. Like, I'm not even one of her potentials, and I'm loving watching her, right? Everybody, these events, guys, people love seeing these creative things that you're doing and things that you're doing that they wish that they could do themselves. So share the crap out of them,
So you have several questions in the chat, and the question is, where did you get your hoodie?
Oh, glitzygirlboutique.com.
So let me write that down, because as soon as you hopped on, I was like, ooh, I need one of those.
Yeah, it's actually a long sleeve shirt. But I've been thinking about just signing up so I can give codes out to people. Kind of like Rachel Jones just did.
Is it an
right?
MLM?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
I've been thinking about it because I get asked all the time about my clothes these days.
Because it's cute.
So I've been thinking about it. Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
if I do end up doing that in the future, I'm not saying it's gonna be near, but if I do end up doing it, I'll share the link with you guys.
Yes, do. Okay, so I don't see any questions in the chat. Does anyone have any questions they want to unmute and ask? I'm gonna unspotlight you, Chelsea. So we go back to the grid. Anyone have any questions? Someone asked if you need to be a business account or a creator account. To be honest, I don't remember. At one point, business account was like the thing, but I think actually creator account might be what works as well. I think I said business account. I think I'm actually a creator account instead. At one point I was business and I switched over. I'm 99% sure it's a creator account now, but they're both very similar. If you change to one, you don't like it, you can always change to the other, but you want the one that has the insights. And I think they actually both have the insights. I think the creator account allows you to have a little title at the top of blogger or whatever, where the business account doesn't. I think that's really the biggest difference, though. So I apologize, because I know I said business and I forget that there's personal business and creator now. Like I said, Instagram's always changing. It's so fun. Okay, I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.